Welcome back. We were talking about our young guest achieving very high score of 157 at Mensa. Ishal, could you just pick that up and it will be zoomed on the screen? Can we, yep. Can we zoom it? Yep. Pick it up, yep, a still further, yep. That's it. She scored 157 and this is the top 1% mark of the entire population in Britain who have ever taken or dared to take Mensa test. Ishal just told me that the famous scientist Einstein had scored 160. So Ishal is just 3 marks behind. Anyway, thank you. Ishal, you are also a member of the UK Youth Parliament. Tell us something about what is UK Youth Parliament?
So the UK Youth Parliament is effectively, so if you're if you're part of it, you're called an MYP, which is a member of Youth Parliament. And an MYP is like a voice for young people. So as older people can vote in general elections and referendums, so they have their voice through their MPs. But as younger people don't have that, they go to their local MYP for Hampshire. So they go to their local one, feedback anything that they think should be represented, and then we give feedback to MPs and hold local debates and stuff for that.
So, can I ask you a very difficult question? What do you think of Brexit? Since you are a member of the Parliament.
It's a very political question. I mean, I don't really want to like. But like personally, I think that like we voted for it already, so I think that we may as well go ahead with it because that's the whole point of a referendum.
That was just a trick question. You are a grade 7 pianist, a grade 4 organist and a grade 3 guitarist. For the benefit of our viewers who may not understand the difference between a guitar and an organ and a pianist, piano everybody understands, but guitarists, pianists and organists of different grades. So what is it?
So I'm working towards my grade 7 in piano. Grade 8 is the highest grade you can get, and then you go into diploma, which is
you have to take a test.
You have to take a test to determine which grade you are. You have to take a test which you either pass, fail with merit.
And you have to play different famous music.
Pardon?
You have to play different kinds of music.
So you have to play, so whichever exam board you use, they give you certain pieces to choose from, and you have to choose 3 of those. Yeah, you have to choose 3 of those which are for your grade, like for your grade. To which standard you have to do scales. You have to be able to sight read, which is when they just give you a piece of music and you have to be able to play it. Oral, so they can hear. Let's say you have like good musical ability. So I'm working towards my grade 7 for piano, working towards my grade 4 organ, and I've done grade 3 guitar.
What made you interested in organ? Because it's usually played in churches, isn't it?
I feel like loads of people say, yeah, it's in churches. It's a church. But I think that I really wanted a challenge. I mean, piano is also like already really challenging, but I also I love the organ. It's sometimes some people call it like the king of all instruments, and it's huge. Like it's not just the organ. It's like there's like a whole set of pipes which are connected to it, and it has 3 manuals, so it's like 3 keyboards you could say, and you also have like a pedal board at the bottom, which you have to play with your feet. And I love the sound because you can have it's like an orchestra in like one instrument, because you can have like a flute sound, you can have a sound that's like the bassoon.
It's like one-man band.
Yeah.
How did you become interested in music?
My dad's side of the family is very musical, so each of his siblings play some sort of instrument. I think one sings and plays the piano. My aunt plays the guitar, I think. I don't know. but so my dad used to play piano with me, so he did grade 1 with me to try and get me interested, because he and his family know the benefits of playing music, because it's meant to help with your intellectual ability, I think. And he did grade 1 with me. It was like more of a fun thing. It was like, I do it for fun. I do it as like a leisure activity, because number 1, it helps me calm. And number 2, it's fun, because I remember me and my dad did grade 1 together. So we would do lessons together. We would teach each other like little bits that we couldn't do. And then my dad stopped doing piano because he obviously had other important stuff to do. But I wanted to carry on doing piano, so I carried on doing it. But then I also wanted to take on new instruments, which is why I tried the guitar.
You're not into singing?
No.
No.
I don't. I mean, I used to be part of a choir, but I used to do a bit of singing. But
You're a member of the Royal College of Organists. Do you have to pass a test or something, or? The Royal College of Organists, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I had a mind blank. I can't remember now.
What you have achieved something is say very difficult to see. You have 100% attendance record. Must have your parents must be congratulated, because you know when children go to a school, sometimes they don't want to go to school on a particular day. They must have sort of encouraged you so much that you wouldn't like to be at home, rather be at school.
My mum knew the importance of going to school every day, because say for example you missed a day of school and there was like something very important that you missed out on, that you just didn't know about, and it's just coincidence that you missed it on that one day. I never really liked missing school. It used to be because when I was younger, if I thought, oh my god, what if I missed school and they did something really fun without me? Or as I grew older, I didn't really like missing lessons, because when you miss out on a lesson and you don't really know what's happening, you have to catch up on it. So it's much harder to catch up when everyone else has already done it. But also my mum always used to tell me the importance of going to school, but also some people say it's unlucky, but I would usually be ill on the holidays for some reason. I would always somehow be ill as soon as the holiday started. That's when I would like get the bug that was going around. But if I was ill on a school day, my mum used to come to school to give me the medication, to make sure that I was okay during the school day. Yeah.
That's good. See, obviously now you're at a boarding school, and you can't miss the school because you're there. You obtained full marks in year 6 SAT, that is a Scholastic Aptitude Test, isn't it? See, exam. What is full mark?
So the SATs, the SATs, were to all state schools do them at the end of year 6 to determine your ability for year 7 stuff. So I think full marks was about 120 in each subject in maths, comprehension and grammar. So I got 120 in everything.
Right, and what is it for, the purpose?
The purpose is for your year 7 school. So I mean, it's for like state schools to see, say I was going from that school to another secondary state school, then it would be to see your ability for what sets you're going to be in that year, or they can see your general understanding of what you're already doing. But because I've already done my 11 plus anyway, it wasn't really like a major issue. But
it doesn't qualify you for a scholarship or something?
It doesn't.
Now let's turn our attention to sports. You're a keen horse rider.
Yeah.
How do you manage to get on the top of the horse? To me, that seems to be the difficult part.
I love horses. I can't get on without someone helping me, so I either get someone to help me get on, or I have like a step, which I go on and you just get on.
You find it easy to control the horse?
I feel like if you have a connection with the horse and you generally like love like horses, which I really love horses, and then it's much easier. I find it's okay.
How can you share this feeling with the horse, with an animal particularly?
I like talking to the horses.
Do they respond?
I feel like they do. I don't know. I mean, say I'm talking to them and they move their head or something, I'm like,
Yep, that's it, you see. But while you're on top of the horse, you see, you're riding a horse, you can't see the horse, you see.
I can't see them, but, or like, say I was doing jumping and they jump really well, I'm just like, well done.
And it's how you hold them, isn't it, see?
Yeah.
Your leg hold.
Yeah, so some people take it as like, oh, it's like just object, but as well, it's also about, they are also creatures, so like, you have to like kind of connect with them.
Right. I was talking to somebody in army, and he said that they still do, even Bangladesh army, they teach horse riding, see, and I said that why do you have to learn horse riding, because you don't use horses. I mean, good old days, yeah, but there were places were not accessible, so probably you use horses to reach there. But these days, you've got SUVs, these jeeps and four-wheel drive jeeps and cars, so you can go anywhere. He said, no, it gives you the sense of you can control something, and then you are able to communicate with even animals, you see.
Yeah. I mean, some people, I mean, I would love to have a horse or a pony as a pet, but we just don't have the money, the time, or the place to keep them. So that's why I prefer like riding at clubs or stables. But loads of people have them as pets, which is why, and they've been riding from a really young age. And I've always loved riding, so my mum let me have lessons.
Do you have a pet?
I don't have a pet. I used to have a hamster, but
Ran away.
it died. It died when I was about like 4, I think, so it was quite old at the time.
Only this morning I was listening to the radio, and the announcer said that a child took the goldfish to bed because wanted to cuddle, and the goldfish died. I hope he didn't do that. You play polo as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So polo and horse riding are two different things. So
Yes.
horse riding is
But if you don't know horse riding, you can't play polo.
no, yeah. So you have to have a general sense of riding horse riding first.
You have to be a good rider.
You don't have to necessarily be good. You can just learn. All you really have to know is how to walk and then trot.
Yes.
You don't have to be brilliant at horse riding.
Yes.
But with horse riding, you can do jumping, dressage. Yeah, so there are different categories in horse riding, but polo is essentially hockey on a horse.
Yep.
It's the most simplest way to describe it. So you hold the reins in one hand and you have the mallet in another, and you try and hit the ball. It's a team sport.
But you have to be a good rider, otherwise, holding the reins in one hand and holding the
You don't
stick.
have to necessarily be a good rider. You have to have a good connection with the horse, and you have to obviously not be scared of the horse or anything. But because the way you control the horse is much different, so you're taught in a different way.
Right.
So for horse riding, you use two hands. You do have to be quite a good rider, but you can be an amazing rider, normal horse riding, but be a bit different.
Okay, Ishal, we have to part company with the horse, and we should take a break. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back soon after this short break. Thank you.